What is up, everybody? This is Uriah Stepp, the host of the Fortitude Podcast. I have an awesome guest today. This is Sabastian Huynh. Let me tell you something about this guy right here. So you guys know my story, going through divorce, all that stuff. If it weren't for him and Donna, his wife, I'd be a freaking nutcase.
He'd be in jail.
Probably. No, he was here through it all with me, and he's been pouring into my life more than I think he even realizes.
Yeah.
And I'm super grateful for him. Sebastian, why don't you tell him what you do?
Well, just for you first to see what you're about to get is, first of all, the name Free Fortitude sucks dog balls. Okay? Fortitude is not free. Fortitude costs, and it costs a lot. No, I get it. He's talking about free for you guys in video, but the word free and fortitude should never be together. It should be effing fortitude because it is hard work.
So just tell them a little bit about what you do.
Sure.
And, maybe a little bit of just a snippet of your life and kind of where you've been and what your history is.
Sure. So my name is Sabastian Huynh, 54, married this July, 29 years, 4 kids, 3 boys and a girl. Caleb's 24, Joshua's 23, Seth is 21, and Selah just turned 13, my little daughter. We have 2 dogs. Let's see what else. And a whole bunch of, what would we call them? Adopted children. 1. If Mitchell's watching, he would comment and say, yeah, he is too. Riaz, I got a whole fucking family, and I love it. And you'll see why these young men are attracted to me and the nonprofit I'm creating because of that. I'm just responding what God's doing in my life this season of my life. And 54, I think I have enough to share now and to give away, and it's just timely.
Yeah.
What I do professionally, I'm a business and life coach. I say business first, then life, because most people come for business, but your business only goes as far as your life goes. Mm. And so we work on your faith, fitness, family, and finance in those orders. Now imagine a car of 4 tires. Each tire is your faith, fitness, family, finance. Most men are taught, trained, and educated to fill up their finance tire. And that's their identity, how much money they make, how much they're worth. Mm-hmm. But here's the problem. Your faith, fitness, and your family tires are low. Mm-hmm. They're not flat, they're just low. Right. You're going to get there, but you can get there pretty sloppy. Mm-hmm. And most men, when I tell them this, will tell you that, yeah, they invested so much in their finances, they forgot about their faith, their spiritual connection that gives them purpose and passion.
Yeah.
They didn't take care of their fitness, their self-care and self-love. It's functional fitness. It's how you sleep, how you eat, all those great things. And then their family. It's not just biological, it's all their relationships. And when they don't take care of their relationships, all they're focusing on making money, they're going to turn around and no one's with them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of men end up getting divorced, alcohol, drugs, porn, because they turn around and no one's with them.
Yeah.
Not even God, because they haven't invested in their faith. Right. They haven't invested in themselves, self-love and self-care, fitness, and no relationships in their family, all their friends and acquaintances. But they got a pocket full of money all by themselves.
God damn.
So that's our coaching model. And what I find by that is, come to me for your finances. I have a client, Keith, for 2 years he's with me. He's a dentist. We've never worked on his business. We've worked on his faith, fitness, and family. 2 years. He sends me his CPA's forms, and every quarter he gets 20% over the past quarter for the last 2 years, month over month, or quarter over quarter. Yeah. And we haven't worked on his business. Right. So this year we start working on his business, and he's doing a coaching, they call it education model in the dental industry. He's teaching dentists how to have sleep apnea. And our tagline is earn extra $10,000 a month as a dentist without buying extra equipment. Yeah. Because most of them, like, if they're going to do some kind of specialty, they have to buy like $100,000 worth of equipment, lasers, and all kinds of crap. He's going to teach you, with the current client you have, how you can diagnose they have sleep issues, right? Right. And give them appliances or surgery or whatever, right? And his guarantee is $10,000 a month in the first 3 months. You don't make your $10,000 back, right? Yeah. Or you don't make $10,000 within a month. In the first 3 months. He'll coach him one-on-one until he does. This year, 3rd year, we just start working on his business. Ready? Yeah. After he's making 20% quarter over quarter, right? He put out his course. We put out his course. First sale, $9,000 cash. It's $10,000, but if you do it after his speaking, you get $1,000 off. 9,000 cash right there. We just started, bro. This year, guess how many we're targeting? 40 clients this year.
40 clients is the goal. That's crazy.
But we had to work on his faith, fitness, and family first.
Yeah, absolutely. That's beautiful, man.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, and I love it. I've, got to participate in some of your events, and then also just being in my life. You being a friend, it just comes out of you naturally.
I can't help it.
You just put people in headlocks and you say, you're going to do this.
Yeah.
But I've been super fortunate enough to be around you, and that's definitely rubbed off on me in many ways. So,
good. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome.
So talk to me a little bit, and some of these people watching probably will know, but share a little bit about your history with the Chinese mafia.
Yep. It's called the origin story.
Yeah.
My origin story. So you kind of ruined it for me because I usually say, I was in my family business. Sometimes you might have heard of my family, and they're like, "Shit, I don't know you." Right? Oh, the Chinese mafia. What the fuck? Yeah, that's my family business. Yeah, it's so funny. Almost anybody could get in Chinese mafia.
Yeah.
All you have to be is fucked up. And here's why. I don't know where supposed to be. Okay, you can beep those things out. Don't slow my rhythm, okay? But so I grew up without a father. I had multiple stepfathers. So I never had a man say, "Hey, you're doing good. That's enough." So just think of a boy who's never heard, "You're doing good. That's enough." All I'm trying to do is more and more and more. Do more so I can have more, then I'll become significant. And I just need to hear someone say, "Proud of you, man. You do." No, the only time I heard that? When I sold enough drugs. When I made them enough money. When I drank more than the other guys. When I could smoke more. And all those factors that make, quote, unquote, say that you're a man, I took it to extreme because my heart was just so hungry just for another man to say, just to say, "I'm proud of you." And never heard it.
Yeah.
So I just climbed that corporate ladder and
the family ladder.
Yeah, the family ladder, and made just ridiculous amount of money that led me into depression and attempted suicide. And it was the worst. I'm grateful for it because it got me where I'm at. But during the process, it was living hell. I had so much money. Listen, so I was 15, bought my own car cash, drove it to driver's ed, and she goes, "You can't be doing that." I go, "My mom's at work. She's single mom, works 3 jobs. Who else is going to bring me here?" And you know what she said? "Okay, nothing." She just kept on going. She's like, "I can't argue with that," right? I bought my own car, first car. I was selling drugs at that time, and we're at 3 high schools, 2 junior highs. So I'd have parties on the weekend. Would go to random places, hotels, someone's house, wherever. We'd have random parties where my sellers for each school would come with their people, and I didn't. No one gave you the business model template. Right. You just do it because it's intuitive, right? And I'm supplying them all. We're getting high and having fun. And then you make your sales there, more sales and stuff. And I'd blow up so much. Most popular. Sophomore, seniors coming up to all this stuff from 5 different schools, all this stuff. We have 20, 40 people at a time, normal, easy all the time. And we kept it tight and close because, we're dealing drugs and selling it. I could be in the room with everybody, and I'm the main man. And I felt like I was the most lonely person. And I said, I thought if I had money, drugs, women, power, fame, all this shit, I was supposed to be like so happy. Is that what the world tells you? I see it on TV. I see it everywhere, right? I was literally depressed, suicidal, and no one knew it. How many times I just imagined that gun in my mouth, too chicken to do it. Put it aside, temple my head. What would I fucking miss? I'm retired rest of my life. I'm like, or in a wheelchair. I'm like, no, I was just, but I constantly thought of suicide. I constantly thought of death, finishing it. It was just so depressing. So if I'm getting sad, guess what you do? More drugs, more alcohol, more women, more money. So I get that next level high, chase the next thing. My car wasn't good enough. Get the next car. 5 schools was not enough. Increase another school. I did that so much. By the time I was a junior, I was arrested and tried as an adult.
Dang.
In Texas, you're legally adult at 17, or you can be tried at 17 as an adult. And then I went down, and I was going to go down again. to a vacation spot in Texas called Huntsville Prison. And back in the 80s, that's where they kill people. I mean, that is like intense spirit. I was like, hell no. The reputation precedes it. I was like, I'm not going there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was bad. So I jumped bail, went to New York, where the Chinese mafia would come down Texas. I'd sell them guns. You know, Texas guns are like candy. I'd get them all. Yep. I'd send them. New York couldn't have it. So I called them, said I'm in trouble. They took me in New York. I went up to New York, and man, that's a whole different world. Yeah. That is organized crime. You can't beat the crap out of anybody for no reason. You literally have to have permission. And if you're going to kill someone, you definitely have to have permission. You can't just shoot them out, seeing who's the biggest, toughest guy. Like in Texas. This is Wild Wild West, man. Yeah. You know that. But that's how I got there. And my journey in New York was amplified, like on steroids, everything I did in Texas. Because the game there is so much bigger, I had to play harder and earn more and win more. And the more and more, man, it's the craziest yin yang experience. While I'm high, while I'm with people and all that, I'm like there, but don't want to be alone. Right. Because as soon as I'm alone, I hate my life. I hate the world. You start thinking, yep, in your head. I'm in my head, and it was really bad. But then I couldn't be with people anymore. Right. I got sick of people. Yeah. What is that evil? I mean,
what do they say? Like, church would be great if it weren't for the people.
Hell yeah. 100%.
So what?
Business would be great if it wasn't for people. They fuck up every system. Oh my God. So one day I woke up. I have 2 bodyguards full time now. I started off as a member in Chinese Mafia. I brought 10 guys with me. We jumped on a Greyhound bus and went to New York with gifts, about 15, 20 guns. And I don't realize you're not smart enough. You're a kid. I'm doing a federal crime transporting guns across state lines. I'm like, I didn't even know it then. I could have been locked up for the rest of my life forever. Yeah. Just transporting guns. Right. But in our mind, it's giving them a gift saying, thank you for having us. Right. Like visiting a guest in a house, right? With guns, which they normally would purchase about, say, average $1,000 each at that time. Yeah. Right. Which in the 80s was a lot. So that'd been $15,000, $20,000. Yeah. We're going to give them for having us. Yeah. So 10 of us go on a Greyhound bus, go to New York, drop it off there. I start off just a peasant on the street doing crap. They saw that I understand business. I'm making them some money. I gave them some advice. Would you consider doing X, Y, and Z? Went up, bodyguard. From bodyguard, I went up, had my own street and stuff they call boss. So you have to understand Chinese Mafia, there's these layers. You have the godfather, the uncles, and then the boss, then the peasants, right? Yeah. So we're not that far away from the godfather to being a godfather. Right. You have your uncles and a boss. Right. So when you say boss, everything, it wasn't that great. It's just here, your next level, more responsibility. Right. And the worst part is anything happened on my street that would have killed me. So now I can never sleep. I mean, I'm responsible for a whole street. Paranoid lifetime. So anyways, with all that going on, I'm now finally a boss. I have 2 full-time bodyguards. I'm downstairs in Chinatown. I'm sleeping in this one room. And I wake up every morning with whatever girl. Most of them couldn't even speak English. And I'd wake up and we'd get up around 11 o'clock, go eat dim sum. And we're walking there. And I just realized, my life is just so empty now. No one knows what's going on in here and in here. And 2 bodyguards walk next to me. The girls walk next to me. I don't know who she is armed. But if she's pretty enough to walk into a room and everybody turns and looks.
Neck breaker.
That one neck breaker. Yeah. For that one brief minute, I feel like I'm significant important. And like all it goes away. You know that.
1 second.
Just, it's gone. Just disintegrates. So we're walking down the street, my street in Chinatown, going to the restaurant, and I saw this tall white Caucasian guy. I don't know what other color you'd be if you were Caucasian, but he's a white Caucasian guy walking down the street. But it's my spidey sense went off like, what's this motherfucker doing on my street at this time? He's not with the tour group or anything. Yeah. Now, this is the 80s. You got to put in context. It's not 2024, wherever we're at. It's the 80s, 1980s. And he's walking, and he's kind of like weaving through the crowd. I'm like, what's this? Do you guys see this? I mean, I'm thinking to myself, like, am I the only one starting my spidey sense is going off like, alert, Will, obviously. Yeah, the anomaly. This is scary shit. He comes at me. He never stopped talking to anybody. He comes directly at me, maybe a block away, just weaving through the crowd. As soon as he comes up to me, one of my bodyguards puts his arm out. The guy puts a paper towards me, a cartoon pamphlet. He says, here, Jesus loves you and I love you. I said, you motherfucker. I was like, what did you say? Hey, white man, what did you say? You white son of a bitch, that all you white people made fun of me and racially discriminated when I was younger and stuff. No, all my American stepfathers, not a white man say I love you. You know, men, we don't know how to say that stuff.
Right.
So also this white man that I don't even know represent all the racial discrimination that happened to me. I can never be bigger, taller, stronger like that guy. Nothing. He sitting here says, Jesus loves you and I love you. I go, first of all, do you know we're in Chinatown? We don't have Jesus here.
Right.
You know, my mind's just like going a million miles an hour. And I'm like, you corksucker, did you say that? My body gets heated. Anger is coming. I'm like, I'm going to kill this mother effer, right? So I take the pamphlet, I crumble it up, I throw it back in his face. As it bounces off, he just looks at me in the eye. No fear. This guy's got big balls, man. And he looks at me, he goes, Jesus loves you and I love you. He said it again. I go, first of all, are you insulting me? Am I deaf? You have to say it again? You son of a bitch. I was going crazy. My mind was blowing up, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's talking but me. I mean, in my mind. He's the only one saying anything. My guy's like, what the hell are we doing? What's this guy doing, right? So I nod my head. He pushed that guy out. We move forward, right?
Yeah.
My spidey sense is still going off. I was like, man, I have to look. I have to turn around and look at this motherfucker. I think he's in case he tries to hurt me or pull out a gun or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right before we push him out, in my mind, I say, second time when he said, Jesus loves you and I love you, I would put out my gun and say, you motherfucker, pop, pop.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Once he's dead, guess what happened? He fell down. We would have took ice from the fish stands or whatever and throw over and pull him into that store because that's our place. It's not the first time we shot someone in front of our store and cleaned up the mess, right?
But you didn't.
I couldn't. It's not I didn't. I wanted to. Something like refrain my mouth from talking, my hand reaching my gun. I couldn't even tell my bodyguard shoot. That would have been easy.
Right.
I have the ability, history, capability, everything. I couldn't do it in that moment.
Yeah.
I was just so angry because I felt like someone was holding my hand back, closing my mouth. I was so bitch. So I just nodded like out of anger. Get the fuck out of here. I nodded. They pushed the guy out of the way. We're walking. I just turned around and I looked at him and he turned out exact same time. He looked at me and I said, oh shit. Listen, you can't show fear, obviously, in the lifestyle I grew up in. But every part of my body got scared because it looked like he shot these lasers through his eyes. He looked through into my eyes, past all the mask I was wearing. I mean, layers and layers of mask.
Your
I'm
layers
tough.
had layers.
I'm tough. Yeah. It's just like 10-foot mask. He saw straight through it and he saw into my heart. This little boy who just wondered who his dad was. When was he enough? And dude, I swear I cried inside. I know I didn't cry outside because I never cried. You know what I mean? And I just did what I did best because he scared the shit out of me. I reached in my pocket, I pulled out another mask and put it on. And I just turned around and kept on walking. But since that day on, all I heard back in my head was, Jesus loves you, I love you. This faint sound. I was like, son of a bitch. That guy messed me up. Now, I'm telling you why he messed me up. Starting that moment, to drown out that, I drank more, did more drugs, more sex. I tried to do everything more to drown it out, and I couldn't. It was just making me more angry, more angry. It was like glue. I mean, it just stuck on me. I couldn't get rid of it. And the voice, and now sometimes I drink enough, get high enough, right before I'm about to pass out and all that, the voice got softer, but it wouldn't go away. It wouldn't go away. But you have to understand, that's the beginning of this journey where in the mafia, we call it getting sloppy. So the more I drink and stuff, more out of control, more sloppy I get. More I'm making a scene and stuff like that. More I'm being agitated and angry at other people doing business with them. So it was just my crescendo of crashing and burning. I started that journey. And I finally crashed and burned because I'm not cognitive of life anymore. I'm not sensitive to what's going on. When I used to be a bodyguard, literally never sleep. You sleep when literally you can hear sounds. You hear, I mean, it is intense because you're protecting someone else with your own life. You know what I'm saying? So I used to have those skill sets like a Spider-Man, but now everything's dead and doing sloppy business. You're drawing attention, which the mafia never wants. See, it's not like the movies where you want people to know you're in the mafia. You do it where nobody knows.
It's not as egocentric as the movies.
It's not egocentric. It's about money. It's about making money for the family, right? It's about doing the most high risk, high reward without getting caught and laying low. But I was drawing a lot of attention. You know, I was drawing a lot of attention. Long story short, I still remember that one time I got the clue But I was so fucked up, I didn't see it. I'm sitting on the ledge. So we have our business, Chinatown. We're out in Brooklyn. Our apartments and stuff are our guns and stuff. That's kind of where we quote unquote live. Here's where we work and do business. I was sitting on the ledge having a cigarette, and out of my eyes saw this like reflection, like a mirror hitting something, reflection. Right. I looked over there, and I saw a couple guys, this reflection. I saw a couple guys kind of like run, like hide after they saw it. No big deal, right?
Yeah.
I'm invincible. I'm fucking the boss, all this shit, right? 15, 20 people in the room, sitting around getting high, doing what we normally do, whatever. And no one touched me. I didn't even think about it. Later find out that was the FBI filming me.
Got him.
Yeah.
We got him.
Yeah. So I missed that clue, which I would have never missed before. Right. But that's how messed up I was from that one phrase, Jesus loves you, I love you. So now, fast forward, they catch us for a whole bunch of things, which take hours to tell you. But they caught us, went to prison, facing 66 years to life. And what they did is they got like 13 store owners. They're trying to get them flip on me.
Turn against you.
And that'd be called racketeering.
Yeah.
And each count racketeering is like over 10 years. It was crazy. It was crazy. So long story short, I'm in prison now, and I have a couple options. Everybody say, okay, you don't want to work for us? They'll send someone in. You have a week to live. And usually what we do in the mafia is we send someone into prison to kill you, or we hire a lifer that someone's in there, has no family, they're not ever getting out. So you just pay them money, and they'll go kill you. Were they going to get another life sentence?
Yeah.
No, they got a couple $1,000 is what they got. You know what I mean? And so I'm on a clock, and FBI, they told me you have like 3 or 4 days, of maybe 5 max, to make a decision. And I was like, hell no. Listen, first of all, I've seen what happens. You betray the mafia, not only they kill that person slowly and publicly, they kill their lineage, their family. And I didn't want them to go back to Texas, kill my mom's sister.
There is no legacy at that point.
Yeah, there's no legacy. Why are they paying the penalties for what I did?
Right.
My mom and sister didn't do crap, you know what I mean? And my brother at that time. And so I'm like, nope, I'm just going to die like a brave soldier. And so I'm just sitting there waiting in cell to die. I'm waiting to see who comes to my cell door. So we're at maximum security, and I had my own cell at that time. And you don't go in each other's cell without being announced. Like, hey, Uriah, can I come in? Right? Yeah. This big shadow. I was sitting there. So I remember looking that way. My bed cell's facing this. I look to the left. I just feel the shadow come. You feel it. I was like, oh, shit, this is the moment. I turned and looked. It was the biggest black man I ever seen. He's a lifer. He turned this way, right? He had to turn sideways just going to my cell. I mean, he was so huge. And I stood up, and there was no words exchanged. I just looked at him, scanned his whole body where I could hit him. Right. Literally nowhere. Only place I could see his neck, and his neck was as big as my thigh. I mean, he was a monster. He was a lifer. Yeah. And he was there for the rest of his life. And he started coming in, so I said, man, I'm just going to go out swinging. So he could tell them I went out like a brave soldier, because that's all you have left. Right. That was my last legacy. Right. Right. And I get ready. I'm shaking, sweating. I'm about to throw my first punch. He reaches in his back. I'm like, oh, shit, he's going to shank me. I was like, oh, great. That's not one way. He gets stabbed 10, 15, 20 times. Right. And then here's the worst part. Ready? Break at the end or shove it all in. Yeah. And then it's in you. Because now when they take it out, you're going to die bleeding death, right? I didn't want that. I didn't want to go down. You go down
this is all going through your head.
Oh, my gosh. In a second. Yeah. He reaches back there, and I was about to deliver before he could pull his arm out. He pulls out a book. He puts it in my hand. I go, what? And he starts talking. Yeah. My lead hand. Yeah. He puts a book, hits in my hand with it. I grab it, and he goes, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm down so-and-so, block so-and-so. You need to talk. Come talk to me, man. He just walks out. Are you corksucker? Your boy's killing me. How rude. He gives me a book and walks off. What a son of a biscuit, right? I look at it. It says The Cross and the Switchblade by David Wilkerson and Nicky Cruz, right? Yeah, yeah. That's not funny. Yeah. You know what's funny? Remember that cartoon pamphlet that guy threw in my face? Yeah. I took away from him and threw in his face. Later that day, we went home. We go out, eat dim sum stuff. We go home, take a nap. Then we're getting ready to go to club again that night, to our club. Right. We go through the video store, which is a front. Back then, we sold these things called VHS tapes. What? Yeah. You have to look it up on YouTube. You hit the button, buzz into the door. Right. hit another buzzer, and you buzz into the back room where we had illegal gambling. That wasn't huge. And it's a satellite, we'd call it a satellite remote place, maybe 20 people in there or so, 7, 10 mahjong tables. No, not even that many, 7 tables or so. But I lived underneath there during the weekdays doing business. So one bodyguard would stay at the door, the other one would go downstairs and sweep it, meaning making sure no one's down there waiting to kill me.
Yeah.
He'd come back up, both of them stand there, and that's my cue that it's okay for me to go down. While they're doing that, I'm talking to everybody, hobnobbing and all that. Then I go downstairs, take out my gun, put it on the nightstand table. Now listen, there's nothing in this room but a bed, nightstand, and maybe one dresser, change clothes and stuff. Because that's my daily workplace. We lived out in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Put my gun there. And I saw that cartoon pamphlet crumbled up there. I'm like, what the fuck? How did this get here?
Yeah.
That white man's here. How did my bodyguard miss him? It's not that big of a basement. You know what I mean? I only have like 2 rooms in there.
Yeah.
Get my gun, I sweep it, look in the bathroom. He's not there. I go, you son of a bitch, where are you? How did this get here? Right? Yeah. I picked it up. It was cartoon pamphlet. I'm opening it up, and it says, "Across and switch a cartoon pamphlet." And I just flipped through it. You know,
it's the same thing.
What the? Yeah. God planted that in my life there. Use that white man, say, Jesus loves you, I love you, from someone that freaking drive me crazy, right? Then, and now in prison, he gives me the book. Yeah. He gives me the book. Now, after I meditated and thought about this, God used a white man and a black man, which I was very racially discriminated against already. I didn't like white people because they called me names, racially discriminating and all that. I didn't like black people because culture I was told they were bad. And look who God uses. You tell me God doesn't use jackasses to talk. You know what I mean? Because to me, they're both jackasses. Why would I learn from them? Then the book Cross Switchblade, I fumbled through it and all that, read some parts of it and went to the back part, read it, and just put it down. Next day, the FBI calls me in. They pull me out of the cell and say, listen, last day, we heard he's in there. You probably have 24 hours, 48 max. I don't care. I'm not doing it. So I go back to my cell. I just sit there. I didn't even go out food for nothing. I just sit there. I'm just waiting because I want to see the person kill me. I want that last respect. No one came yet. No one would come. And one day I just got on my knees. I turned around. I had Catholic influence growing up with one of my stepdads. And I said, okay, God, if you're real, why don't you come sit here and talk? Let's have a talk. So you have to understand Chinese culture is when we have things happen, we meet at a restaurant, we look at each other eye to eye, and we talk it through before we kill each other. I mean, they're very business organized. Right? So naturally, I'm going to tell God, if you're real, come sit down. Let's have a talk. So I got down, put my hands together like a good Catholic boy, and I said, oh, I got to close my eyes. Okay, close my eyes. When I open my eyes, you can be here and we're going to talk. Shit, you're not real. You didn't show up. Oh, you son of a biscuit. God, well, I said a lot of things, but you son of a biscuit, God, you're not real, full of shit, story and all this stuff. I said, wait, maybe I forgot to say, I forgot to do that prayer thing. Right? I must have messed up the sequence somewhere. The formula, I messed up the formula. No, but
so it started to set in that you're fucked.
Man, it really hit me that I'm alone. And the worst thought and fear you have is you're alone. It hit me that if I died right now, you know, everything's just over. And I didn't believe in, even though quote unquote Buddhist is more like you're doing the ritual stuff because of the culture, but you don't know what the hell you're doing. You don't believe in it really. You know, in reincarnation, I thought was the stupidest thing ever. Because if you think about it, I could come back as a mouse, a fucking ant, and some asshole worse than me comes back as a horse. You're like, how's that? And there's no barometer. There's no measure. So I've never really bought into that. So I know this is it. I'm done. There's no God I'm crying out to. He won't come sit down and talk to me. I'm on my knees. FBI told me I have 24, 48 hours. The guy's in the system, and you're done. And I had my hands together, and out of nowhere, I felt like a drop of water hit me top of my head. And a thought, another one, another thought. I go, and I heard, I don't know, I don't really heard, I just heard the thoughts. I saw the thoughts, but I said, why is that wrong? For some reason, I knew those thoughts were wrong. Those actions I've done in the past. And everything's just all my history coming out. Like, why is that wrong? Why is that wrong? Everyone I know does that. Why is that wrong? And it's start like raining. Now it's like not just drops of thoughts. It's like boom, 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 a lot of thoughts.
Your
I'm
mind's
like,
spinning.
yeah, I'm like, stop. I'm sorry. And that's all I said. I'm sorry. I started screaming, I'm sorry. And because for me, I didn't know why that was wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
Yeah.
I've never been taught right and wrong.
Right.
You know, yeah, maybe little kitty shit, but not really. You're making money. People appreciate you. Yeah, you hurt some people, break some laws, but you're getting rewarded. Why is that wrong? Everybody I know done it. Everybody knows divorce. It's like a common truth, right? And I go, I'm sorry. And I just start crying. Now you have to understand, I've never cried up until that point. I've been hospitalized. My face has been so beat up where it's like I can barely see out one eye. My whole face swelled. It took almost a week for it all to swell down. It was intense, black and blue. It was intense. Hospitalized, stabbed, shot. Never cried.
Concrete.
You know why? Men don't cry. That's what you're told. And I only wanted to be as a man. I just want someone to say you're a man, right? I start crying, bro. It was coming out where I couldn't stop it. It was coming out where it was like, it wasn't a cry of sadness. It was a cry of like deliverance, a cry of relief, a cry of cleansing. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
I'm crying. Yeah. I stand up, get off my knee, and I thought I started floating. I was like, what the fuck? You know, it's like, I was floating. It's like all the weight just came off of me.
Yeah.
I lay down on my bed. It was a cement slab come out with a mattress that's all beat up and holding on. And I'm laying on, I felt like I was on clouds. And I had a green military utility blanket that I normally only put up here because it's dirty, pubic hair. You know, the green itchy ones?
Yeah.
And we keep it cold. In max security, it's always freezing. It's cold. But I only roll it up to here. I put my shirts or something on top of your pillow, keep warm. Man, I rolled that thing all up my neck. Didn't feel itchy, anything. It didn't stink. It was freaking amazing, man. I looked to my right where the toilet was right here. It didn't smell like it normally did. I looked at my sink. It was right here. You can sit on the toilet, brush your teeth. You go, drip, drip. Didn't hear it.
Like
I looked down my feet. All the bars weren't there. I felt like literally, go ahead and kill me. I'm at peace. That's all I could describe to you at that time. There's a supernatural peace I was experiencing I never had in my life. My mind was finally calm. My heart was calm. Everything was calm. I literally felt like I was floating on clouds.
His presence was there.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So I shared that. I told you I was going to take a long time on that to tell you that was my turning point.
Right.
It was intense. It was crazy. So I'll tell you one more big turn point afterwards. You want to hear something funny? So I'm following Jesus now, and I go, in between. So I'm going back into now. So they got my godfather who they wanted me to narc on, but they already got him on that because I was only 2 steps away from him. But they deported him. So then we go into hiding for a while. But the FBI let me out because they don't need me to go to court anymore or anything. So they're like, get rid of this chump, So I go back on the street. We get the message. We all go into hiding. We get our go bag money and all that stuff. And we're going to hiding for a while. And I'm like, I think, don't people read the Bible who follow Jesus or something? I think I need to get a Bible. The only place I knew where to get a Bible was Midtown with white people in New York. So I take a train. I go up there. I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of white people. Because we just stayed in Chinatown, right? Yeah. And we only see the tourists come in. I was like, whoa, this place is huge. These people are huge, Yeah. Literally, I felt like I went to another world. So I walked around to find a bookstore. I found a bookstore. And my heart started beating like, oh, shit, this is scary.
Adrenaline rush.
I could die, though.
Yeah.
That's a form of betraying the family if you're not following the Buddhist culture and religion, right? If you follow another religion, especially Christianity, that's for white people.
Disown you, expel you, suspend you.
Or kill you. Right? Especially my rank where I know the books, what cops are on it and stuff. It's kill. It's not expel. No, that's if you're a peasant street guy. So I had to make a decision. I go, if I'm going to go in there, man, this is it. I'm willing to die for this, right? So I start walking around. I go, fuck it. I walk down. People come in. I go, fuck it. So I start walking blocks around the block in case someone's following me, right? So I'm walking around the block. Listen, there is no other Asians there but me. Yeah. I'm walking around the block like this. I turn around the opposite way to make sure no one's walking. I finally got the courage. I went into a bookstore. I've never been in a bookstore. I'm walking in the bookstore. I'm looking around, looking here, there. I saw this section of religion. I go, oh, shit, I think it's there. So I go there, I see the Bible, and I walk past it, and I look, oh, yeah, there's Bibles, but there's like 8 shelves of them. I'm like, son of a bitch. Well, isn't there just like one Bible?
The right
isn't there just like a Bible, So I'm walking around again, making loops in the bookstore, walking through all these stations. I don't even know what they mean, what they are. And finally, I walk back to front of the Bibles and I go, all right, which one? Like you said, which one's the right one? There's so many freaking Bibles.
Yeah.
I saw one like really low on the bottom. It said, and I still have it, the Good News Bible. I need some of that shit. Here's the mistake, though, right? I grab it because remember, I'm panicking. Right. I'm not thinking straight. I'm doing a line of demarcation right now. Mm-hmm. I could literally lose my life.
Yeah.
Am I ready to lose my life for a stupid Bible, right? Mm-hmm. I take it, front counter. She's ringing up. I'm like I'm buying drugs. Right. I'm so nervous. So I'm sure that woman at the time was thinking, what the fuck going on? Yeah. And she rings up, throw cash. I don't remember getting change. Right. I just grab it, take it, put it behind my jacket, next to my gun, in my back.
Like a gun. Like
in my back. Yeah. Right next to the Bible. Yeah. My Bible and my gun are both sitting back there. Yeah. Now here's the worst part. It was a hardcover book. Son of a bitch, it hurt. It poked me. Yeah. I go, oh! But
got your form right?
Yeah, I got my form right. I walk out of the bookstore, doing laps around, get back to my place and hide it. Yeah. I didn't even read it yet. I was too scared. Yeah. I just hit it. Yeah. I just hit it, man. But then every once in a while I pick it up, read and stuff. But that moment right there, when I made that line demarcation, man, that was like no train. You're either moving forward or not.
Right. 100%.
Because there's a big cost. Yeah. That's why I jokingly messed around with your name, free fortification.
Free Fortitude. Yeah. Free Fortitude.
Oh, Free Fortitude. That would be awesome. Free fortification. Oh my gosh. What a channel. I subscribed just to see what's going on. But Free Fortitude, when you have fortitude, there's such a price we have to pay. Yeah. Maybe time, maybe money, relationship, something, but you're paying a price, right? There's nothing for free. But that was, then after I got out, I mean, it's a long story. I got out and stuff, took years. But finally, I started going to church, and that's a whole nother story. Yeah. Asked God one night, drinking beer, having a cigarette. I was working construction, drinking. I could leave by 5 a.m., had to be home by 7 p.m., house arrest. Mm. And I was drinking a beer, watching a movie or TV show like I normally do. I look back and I'm like, what a fucking waste of my life. All I did is TV and beer, cigarette. And I go, hey, God. Just like 2 or 3 years after asking God to come into my life, I go, hey, God, don't Christian people, don't those white people go to church or something? I go, listen to this. I go, can you help me find a church? And I'm dating myself. Ready? I got up. I go, I think we got a phone book. I went top of the refrigerator, the big ass yellow page phone book. Yeah. I look up the word church. Yeah. ABC church, right? Holy shit, there's a lot of churches. Oh my God, just all over again, getting a Bible and going to church again. I was like, son of a bitch. I almost gave up on that one. Oh man, every kind of church you could think of was in there. Yeah. So I just closed it. I said, screw this. And I said, God, can you help me just find a church? Yeah. Literally the next day, this kid comes and invites me to church. The next day. Oh
my gosh.
I'll tell you that part later. Yeah. But so you're asking me, catching up to where we're at currently. Right. And then I was running from Texas because Mafia found me there. They're going to kill me and stuff. Mm. And that's where my origin started. Yeah. And so and as a matter of fact, it was in Colorado. I was with one of my stepdads out here in Colorado, hiding out because I don't think there's any white people, any Asians there. I don't even know where Colorado is. I don't even never heard of it, right? We're only in the major cities, right? Remember, this is the 80s. Yeah. So I go out there in Colorado and got my first church. And I talked to, first of all, Texas allowed me to go to Colorado because they're going to come kill me. Colorado didn't want me. Right. They literally said, no, we don't want to take him and all that. Right. They're like, well, you don't have a choice. We're giving you heads up. Right. He's for his life. Yeah. So now I'm a house arrest, Colorado. I'm maybe 6 months. I didn't even finish a year here, 8 months. And I go, hey, I start going to church. I found out about this Jesus guy, this thing called Romans Road. And people just say this prayer. They're going to go to heaven. I need to go back to all my friends. They're like, hell no. The probation department's like, hell no, you're not going to go back, Texas. First of all, they used to come to my apartment middle of the night, midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, do a search for guns and drugs. Yeah. I mean, that's how intense it was.
They did their own swipes.
Yeah, in Colorado. The sweeps.
Sweeps, yeah.
But anyways, I convinced them to let me go back. Colorado wanted me to go back to. They were like, "Get the hell out!" Texas didn't want me back there. We finally got rid of you. I went back to Colorado, Texas to tell people about. I went back to the lion's den.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought I was dead.
Mm.
It's been a while, right? Everybody thought I was dead. They said either you became a priest or a monk or you're dead. That's what we heard. Those are the only three options: a priest, a monk, or dead. Anyways, I came back. It's hard to tell them about Jesus and all that. Then I stayed there, started going to church, Bible college, then got married, became a missionary in LA, South Central LA.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only Asians, Donna and I, all blacks. Then we were there for a couple of years, and they turned into black and Mexicans and fight across this park called South Park. Bullets would riddle through our house often. And then we had our kids there, went to Dallas, Texas, went back to Texas because we were having kids. Our parents were there and family, siblings thought, they'd help us out.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to come down to South Central, South Dallas on corner of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King where we lived.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I have not found a city in America where Martin Luther King and Malcolm X cross and people want to go visit there. So that was it. We went back to California because I was speaking at all these church events and mission organizations.
Yeah.
And people started hearing about me. And there's a church growing out there. It's one of the fastest Asian American churches in California growing. And they're looking for a missions/leadership pastor. They got a hold of me. I came out and spoke, blew it up. They gave me an offer to stay there. And Donna, I was like, well, maybe this is the next level from being missionary and stuff and church planner, be a part of this church plant team. It's the best couple of years of our life. We needed that healing, that community, that support. We were giving. Yeah. It was the most amazing. I mean, you talk about milestones in my life. That is where I really grew up a lot, Christ. And I was taking people to Thailand, Vietnam, on mission trips, business owners, doing vision trips and stuff. And then from that church, we went to Thailand for 2 years, planting churches, raising up some leaders, came back, planted 2 more churches, and then we got done.
Yeah.
The last church crucified us. They literally crucified us. And because my leadership, my rawness was not churchy enough for them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
They wanted it toned down a little bit.
Just come on. You don't have to be that passionate for Jesus. I was like, fuck you. Oh, you cuss. Yeah. Oh, fuck you again. It's like you're focused on the wrong things. It's not about morality.
Right.
It's about grace and mercy. Mm-hmm. And you got to live and celebrate that shit. So anyways, during that whole season, right before we went to Thailand, the church in Orange County that I was a pastor of, the fastest growing major American church called New Song, I was discipling guys, and they didn't never heard because quote unquote it's non-denominational. I came from a Southern Baptist background, so we believe this thing called discipleship. Mm-hmm. So I'd grab a handful of guys and disciple them for a year. Mm-hmm. And that's before we did 3 months, 6 months, that sprint and shit. Mm-hmm. You have to do it. Being a disciple of Jesus takes time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, anyways, I was discipling business guys they didn't know about, and we started they go, we need to take this into the business community. And I said, all right. I literally just went blind. I was like, whatever you guys want to do. Me and this guy started business together, went into corporate, teaching all this stuff. And that's when we called it coaching, and there wasn't even a label yet. Right. So long story short, we started one. I went to Thailand. I'd still coach because it's all on the phone, and I'd fly back every quarter or something. Right. And later when I came back, did my church, 2 more church plants here. The business really blew up. Actually, I sold out with him, and I started because I didn't want to do corporate anymore. People are just doing it to climb corporate ladder. They weren't sincere about all this stuff. And I started working with entrepreneurs only. Mm. That's the world I came from. The mafia is all entrepreneurs, right? And that's why I just really grew my faith, grew in everything to next level as a business owner. So I've been coaching now over 20 years. My son is 24, over 20 years. Yeah.
Dude, that is, I mean, your story is fortitude, right? Like, yeah. It is facing challenge, adversity over and over and over again, and still finding a way to carve through. What would you say, what gave you the drive to do that?
Do which part?
To just continue. Like even in jail, right? Like you said you were praying and you started getting all these thoughts, but you still had you still have the courage to continue.
So I think one thing initially gave me fortitude, if I look all the way back, is just looking for approval and acceptance, looking for that I wasn't a mistake. I was created on this planet for a purpose and reason. And I think that's in all of our innate DNA that God created human beings with.
Right.
You know, it's kind of funny. You get atheist, put a gun in his head, he's going to shit in his pants. Why?
Yeah.
He's atheist. He doesn't believe in God.
Right.
If there's no God, no eternity, no purpose, no ending, who gives shit? Die.
Mm-hmm.
Notice nobody wants to die.
Right.
There's a natural fortitude in us to experience this life and life to the fullest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit.
For life.
We are created not only for life, but to give life, make disciples, to give life. And so I think that's my first fortitude. That looking back, of course, at that time I didn't know.
Right.
I was just looking for the Father's approval. I was looking for a blessing. I was looking for my identity. So that would be my second fortitude. Not only know that I was created for life, and that's a natural thing. I can't claim that fortitude. That was put inside of me. All right. The second thing was looking for my identity. Well, I'm not like you. I'm not like him. I'm not like her. I'm not like them. Then who the hell am I? And just trying to figure that out. So I had this fortitude, perseverance to understand who am I? What's my gift set? Why am I different? Is it okay to be different?
Yeah.
And I think that second part is what everybody struggles with until the day they die.
I would agree with that.
Especially if you have the balls enough to be an entrepreneur and reinvent yourself every season. It's just a journey of, because it goes back to our first fortitude, is that we're created to live life. And life is a constant evolving thing. We look outside of the trees right now, it's evolving. You look at the sun, it'll set, tomorrow will rise. There's an evolution. Here in Colorado, our grass looks like shit in the winter. Right now it looks like shit. It's trying to grow up right now, but dies, it dormants, and grows again. There's a constant evolution. So the second part is finding my identity, and there's constant evolution, right? And just constantly evolving and finding it. And I think the third stage of a fortitude, and I'm just making this up as we talk, right? There's nothing scientific about this. But my third stage of fortitude now is loving others. I'm married, kids. And I think once you get in that stage of fortitude, your vision becomes bigger than your circumstance. So I don't persevere because I'm trying to figure out who I am, even though I'm not there yet. And I don't think I ever will be, because we keep on evolving, right? Life keeps on growing. But I add on top of that a fortitude to provide and protect for my family. And it's an outward focus.
Right.
It's an outward focus. Recently, I've been listening to some great guys. They're funny as hell. But they're saying, Jordan Peterson. Oh, what's the other guy's name? Dennis Prager. And so for some reason it came on at the same time. And they're saying, young men, get married. You're the most selfish person. You're 35 years old. You're not married. You're not contributing to this world. You have no kids. All you do is take. I was like, yeah, right? So when you get married, you're going to find a purpose bigger in yourself, because you're going to find, what it means to serve someone else. But even when you get married, that's nothing yet. Once you have a kid, now you know how to love unconditionally, because that kid, I was like, damn, they're right. That second stage, I couldn't imagine loving anybody else besides Donna. Like something happens to her, well, I could every once in a while, I'm mad at her. I do imagine that. But when I'm not,
then you have a kid.
Yeah. But when you have a kid, holy crap, they're so innocent, right?
Yeah.
That I didn't know I could love a different way.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And later out, there's a fourth level. I have a fourth level.
Yeah.
First level is this natural thing God put in me to live life. I was created for life. Second, find my identity. Third, loving others. Right? The fourth one I found for myself is living, because again, you never arrive at any stage. I'm still constantly trying to figure out how to love my wife, because she's changing.
Yeah.
Figure out how to love my kids. They're freaking growing different life stages.
Yeah.
My friends, you go through different life stages. I have to love you a different way. So it doesn't mean all that changes. I just find another layer as I maturate, right? And that layer is having a legacy. What do I leave behind that said God's fingerprints all over me? What's that legacy I leave behind? Not that there's a song I really like it, but I think Christians get a little screwy. They get a little religious and full of shit. Oh, I didn't mean to say it out loud.
Oh, you said that?
There's a song I really love. It says, not to me, pointing to you, Jesus, all to you, all to you. I don't want people to see me or something like that. I was like, well, people don't see you. How do they see his mercy and grace? How did they see that you're fucked up, but he gave you grace and mercy? I think that's such bullshit.
Well, it is, because, I mean, there's a whole passage dedicated in Matthew 5, right? Talking about being the light of the world, like a city set on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. And then at the very end, it says, now that I've put you on that lampstand, shine.
Yeah, he tells us shine.
So why?
Don't hide it.
So
he
why,
says not hide it.
Why shine? So that they can
see
give
him.
Glory to God.
Where's that source of fuel that you're shining, right?
They can find the resource. So I think, I agree with you. It's bullshit. Like, there is a humility, right? We don't want to become so egocentric that is all about us. But you have been given different gifts to shine in.
That's right.
And if you're just going to put a bucket over your head.
Yeah, but here's the fun part. They don't understand. If you make it all about you, don't worry. They won't see God. All they see is a self-centered asshole, right? Dude. If you make it about God, you share about your weaknesses, you share and you be authentic, that you're different from everyone. And you're not trying to be different from everybody.
Right.
You're just giving yourself permission. Right. I don't have to emulate anybody. I don't have to imitate anybody. All my life growing up until literally getting freedom in Christ is I was emulating everybody. I walk and talk and look like that white man because I know that gives me social acceptance and approval.
Right.
I'm hanging out with my Mexican brothers. I can sit there and grab my balls and just walk and swag. I'm with my black brothers. I use slang. And I would watch it because I wanted so much acceptance. God doesn't get the glory then. Right. They don't see God.
Right.
They see this imitation of everything else.
Imitation.
It's all imitation. It's fake. It's a Chinese knockoff.
It's imitation of the creation rather than the creator.
Yes, original.
Right. The
masterpiece.
The
source.
The realness. Yeah.
So that last stage is legacy. I'm at a stage where, and that's why I went to YouTube conference. Just bought the URL and name. Open a bank account next week to launch it and raise money for it. But it's gonna be called and I'm I'm open to anything, and something better comes along to further the mission. I'm not attached to how we get there.
Yeah.
I'm committed to the results. But it's legacy lessons, things I wish my father would have taught me. And every time I tell that a man, he's like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "I think I got something. I think I got something." Right?
Yeah.
When you say it, so what was missing for you? And we're gonna make mentors / disciples. So I think mentor is another way. Say the word disciple, even for Christians, it get a little weird for me.
Right.
But you say the word mentor, they get it because something was missing for them. So here's one. I don't know how to integrate this in yet and all that, and I'll get a great team of smarter people than me to figure all this out. But I like this because I just tested it when I was in Vegas, and people are like all over it. Ready? Uriah, have you ever said to yourself, like with this video stuff and stuff we're doing, have you ever said, I wish I would have known this 10 years ago?
Oh, 100%.
Because we lack mentors.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody, I want to eliminate that vocabulary out of men's mouth.
Right.
I wish I would have known this. No, you know what they would have said? I chose not to take it, but it's out there. I could learn how to win at life. Listen, win at life. Because these men are mentoring other men to do it. Isn't that freaking cool?
It's powerful.
Yeah.
And I think about successful people even in my circle, and the majority of their success has been paying someone else that has gone before them, that has hit pitfall after pitfall after pitfall, figured it out, and they're being able to take it and serve it up on a silver platter and say, look, don't do this, but look at this.
Yeah.
And it's a fast track. It is like a cheat code.
Gotcha.
But I feel like we have this pride inside of, especially like younger men, and stuff like, oh no, I got to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out for myself, figure it out on my own. When there's so much resource all around us to be able to take part. Yeah. What would you, this is a good question. What would you tell somebody? Cause I think that second fortitude that you were talking about of identity, right? I mean, I think that's absolutely crucial and foundational to anything you do in life, recognizing and understanding who you are. And I feel as though a lot of people are stuck there. Yeah. What would you say to somebody, a young man like me, who is struggling to find their identity in the world?
Okay, great. For you to level up, right? You have to fuck up so you can clean it up. Then you'll level up. I'll say it in a nicer way in case some Christians are listening. If you want to level up, you have to mess up what's working.
Right.
so you could clean up to make it new.
Right.
Then you can level up to another level.
Right. Back to the evolution.
Yeah. So in the formula that I just created, level up, mess up, clean it up. People don't, first of all, I think everybody wants to level up. It's innate within us.
Yeah.
They might level up in inches, might level up in feet, level up miles. Everybody's different, right? But they don't want to do the second part. They don't want to mess up what's currently working. Right. They don't want to mess it up. Mm-hmm. And I used to do this. I do a lot of dumb shit. I don't even know why. After a while, it kind of gets revealed to me.
You hang out with punks like me.
Yeah, maybe why. But I used to marry a lot of people. We're at New Song in California. And they'd go in there and we'd come back a week later. I go, hey, how you guys doing? Still married? They look at me like, are you crazy? You know, he fucked up. I was like, well, guess what? You're young. You think you're going to be married forever. The shit hasn't hit the fan yet. Don't worry. So that was a little joke for me. And I thought it'd be funny and all that. But then I'd walk up people and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And they'd go, I'm doing fine. I go, you're just doing fine? Yeah. I go, good. You're probably living a boring life. And they're like, what kind of pastor is this? I told you. They didn't like me after a while.
Ruffle feathers.
Yeah, oh man, I'm always. Yeah. But then I realized what I was saying. I didn't realize what I was doing, why I was doing it. Because I realized if you don't mess up what's working, you can't clean up what's working or what's broken, either way. But you can't clean up to get to the next level. Right. You can't create something new and build on top of it. But if you're always safe, like someone emailed me and they'd say, or someone, oh, I know who it is. He'd hang up and he'd say, all right, be safe. I go, fuck you. Don't ever tell me that. And he was like, what? It was my coaching clients. And he said, what? I go, don't ever fucking tell me be safe. Yeah. Because that means I'm stagnant. I'm dead. Right. I'm not growing. I'm not evolving. Mm-hmm. So with that formula, young men need to make a lot of mistakes, mess it up. Mm-hmm. And I think we're all for it because you know what? I'm embarrassed. Mm-hmm. They call it failing. Yeah. Is it really failing or is it a learning opportunity? And it's freedom. Mm-hmm. It's freedom from your fear of failing. I'm not living in a gap from where I'm at, where I want to go. Right. And that gap is not safe. Yeah. It is scary as shit. I've never been there. Yeah. It's dark. I got to bring light into it. I got to move it forward towards my target where I want to go. Be safe. You're telling me stay in my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. So fuck you. Mm-hmm. I go, and that's your first lesson. He's been with me 3 years now.
Dude, it's so good. And then, okay, I got this. So one of the things you talk to me all the time. So I'm ADD as a mother trucker. Uh-huh. I'm always trying to do the most. Yep. Do everything all the time. Yep. And what is it that you tell me all the time?
So I learned this from Susan Scott. First of all, she wrote a book, Fierce Conversation. I'm certified through her. And we had a competition because you get certified for her, you buy her books and stuff, and you do corporate training. This is back in corporate world. And then, so I want my company to beat everybody else's company. We'd buy most books, do most training and all that. We did for a season, right? But anyways, she's an amazing woman. Book's called Fierce Conversations. And she had this saying, the first time I heard it, just the way she articulated just blew my mind. It was so clear. She said, to have a fierce conversation, and it's a coaching model, all that, you got to stop having 100 1-foot conversations. Mm-hmm. 100 1-foot conversations. She said, have one conversation, drill down 100 feet. Then she used that acronym and model of drilling down what it looks like. Yeah. But in life and business, same thing. In a relationship, we can have 100 friends, quote, unquote, but only went 1 foot deep with them.
Right.
So all of our relationships are so shallow. Mm-hmm. How about you get one friend, go all the way 100 foot deep, hit pay dirt. Back then when they used to mine with the drills and stuff, you hit oil or water or something, but you hit pay dirt, right? Right. And then that whole journey teaches you how you have 100 friends 100 foot deep. Mm-hmm. But if we always have 1 foot relationships, we never go anywhere. Our business never goes anywhere. Yeah. Our relationships never go anywhere. Right. You know, I remember as a pastor, I'd run into a lot of pastors like, yeah, I've been pastor 15 years. I'm like, yeah, what church? Well, this. So I had the math that would go. So basically, you only been a pastor for 3 years, 5 times. Mm-hmm. Do you see that? Yeah. That's how that principle works. Right. People in relationships, same thing. People in business. But I think a lot of entrepreneurs, to level up, you got to mess up and clean up. Yeah. A lot of entrepreneurs have to go through 5, 10 different entrepreneurial startups. Right. If we vulnerably shared it all on camera right now, we'd be crying to see how much money we've lost. Oh, totally. Oh my God, it's so painful, right?
Don't think about it.
I think the difference is this generation coming up, they're not going to fail as much. They're going to fail just as much, but least cost.
Right.
Because they have so much technology and all that. What more platforms fail quicker and move on. And books like Lean Startup and stuff, we fail quicker and move forward, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that you have to fail. If you don't fail, you're not going to be able, you don't have anything to clean up.
Yeah.
If you don't clean up, then you can't level up.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes, Gary Vee says it all the time. He's like, fail fast.
Yeah.
Like, just do it.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to do it inevitably anyways. Just fail. Figure it out.
Well, another thing Gary Vee says, I always love it. I'll repost if I see it or something. And it says, fuck everybody.
Yes.
Who gives a shit? No, listen.
Yeah.
I don't know who your audience, who's seeing this, but I want to tell you something. If you're a Christian and you care what other people say about you, you're a dumbass. Let me just tell you. If you're a Christian and you care what other people think about you, you're a dumbass. Because none of those people ever died for your sins.
Oof.
That's what set me free. As soon as I realized, listen, I still struggle wanting people like me and prove me. I still struggle. But then I go back to she did not die for me. See, there's a difference. I know what death is. I've seen literally, as far as we're sitting,
right?
Uriah, we're sitting 2 feet apart from each other, right? All I have to just lean over, we're kissing. Then we put our tongues out, we're really having fun, right? I was sitting this close, this far.
Yeah.
A guy pulls out a gun, shoots a guy in the head, his brain splats against that wall. And my eyes like this, like I saw the life out of that guy. He died. I saw death, his life disappear from him. Blood. And I mean, you're in shock.
Right.
I understand what it means being shocked. Like you're just frozen.
Right.
But the point is, I understand what death is. And when you understand what Jesus paid for us to be freed, but uniquely ourselves, who gives a shit about all these other people? They're all insecure. They're not God. They're just like you and me. We're just trying to figure our way out here. We're like you said jokingly earlier, we're all kids always just trying to figure out, are we making daddy happy? Is this okay to do? Is this not okay to do? Can I really be me? And people, we're just perpetually a child in the eyes of God and in eternity.
Yeah.
So why would I give my approval and acceptance to another child when I give it to my Father, right? Who created the heavens and earth. So I say that all because if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you're going to be successful in anything, you have to be free of the fear of man and the judgment of man. They're going to judge you. And the only reason now here's the secret. You hear that in the Bible, you read that people say don't be afraid of judgment, man, and all that.
Right.
You know how I know who knows that and who believes that and who lives that out? People who don't know how to judge other people, they're full of shit. We're constantly judging.
Right.
We're judged 24/7. We judge, is this safe? Can I wear that? Is that person wearing? Am I wearing the wrong shirt? He has this shirt. And we're judging all the time. Did his beard get longer? We are constantly in a judging mode.
Right.
Because what are we doing? Trying to survive.
Survival mode.
But if you act like you don't judge other people, then guess what? You're afraid of judging other men because you're lying. I will tell you, I judge everybody all day, 24/7. I'm not afraid of them because I know they're judging me too.
Right.
But we're judging each other out of insecurity, not out of superiority. See, God's so superior, he doesn't have to judge.
Right.
He's not insecure. You don't have to defend the truth. Do you see what I'm saying? So as an entrepreneur, if you want to have fortitude, just be honest with your emotions.
Yeah.
Judge, I'm scared. It's emotional intelligence. I'm scared. I'm going to this, that. Judge, I'm angry. Judge, this is not safe. Judge, this tastes like crap. This is good. This is bad. It doesn't mean it is. All you're doing is being real with your emotions.
Right.
Then you can change it.
Right.
It's not necessarily good or bad. It's just not working for me. But until I say that, everything is good.
Yeah.
I hate Christians that.
It's easy. It's easy.
It's man.
Easy.
Yes,
That's your
easy.
favorite, right?
Oh, when I say it pisses me off. Man, you want to just piss me off? I should get a voice recording every morning. It's easy. Just wake me up, get me all fired up. Fuck you, Uriah.
Every time I'm calling you, it's easy.
So it's easy.
It's easy.
It's that easy button. Easy button with staples or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing because we feel like we're missing out. If I drove
FOMO.
one relationship 100 foot deep versus a whole bunch of 1 foot relationships, I feel like I'm missing out all these 1 foot relationships.
Right.
I guarantee you're not. All you have to do is come back next week, next month. They're still at that 1 foot level.
Yeah.
You didn't miss out anything.
Right.
You were there 10 times already.
Still surface.
It's still surface. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's still there. You're not missing out on anything.
Yeah.
Or can you come and create something?
Get vulnerable.
An invitation
like
for everybody to go, 100 foot deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the truth too. Now, Susan Scott didn't say this, but here's what I've learned in my experience, in my journey. If you want transformation, it's in the details. Transformation is not at that 1 foot level. Transformation is going down
The pay dirt.
all the way down to hit pay dirt. And the Bible calls that perseverance builds character. Transformation is in the details. I don't know how many times I'm doing a couples mastermind right now, which is timely. Not only saving their marriages, saving my marriage, taking it to the next level. We're all celebrating. Yeah, I just got a text from one of the wives, and because I work with the guys, and part of his faith, fitness, family, finance, family.
Yeah.
And she goes, I just want to let you know, I appreciate your coaching. I appreciate you. So my life has changed so much in this short amount of time. I said, what triggered that? I was like, are you committing suicide? What's going on? It's almost like a goodbye letter, right? I better check. And she goes, no, I was just looking back in the last 4 months. I am happier than I've ever been. My life has changed. My marriage, they're about to.
Yeah.
I just saw some simple skill sets and tools of listening, communicate. And she's writing me this huge appreciation. I said, thank you for the paycheck from God. Because those are priceless. I can't, it's worth more than any amount of money. But I'm just saying, you can't get transformation to get into the details. And when we just say, my marriage is good, you're in trouble.
Right.
My business is good. No, what's working, what's not working. Get in details, get specific. Because what's working, double down on it. What's not working, you can see it because you did the work and went down deep, got details. Now we can take it apart. We can reverse engineer. We can see where we screwed up, where it didn't work, where we messed up, where we got dirty, we're afraid to get dirty. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if people really want to have fortitude, you have to go deep. Transformation is in the details.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and it's going through processes.
Yes.
Too, right? Like you hear the phrase tossed around all the time, fall in love with the process. I think so many people are scared of the process.
Oh yeah, they don't. It's messy.
Yeah, they're scared to.
So you call it process, I call it the gap. Get in the gap. I'm thinking through what you asked me about fortitude and the levels, and I think every stage you have a different person because they're growing, they're in different phase. It doesn't mean it's limited by age. I think we bounce around possibly. It could be swirly, it could be messy, but if you just acknowledge you're created to live life. I mean, that's just freaking huge. Now you have questions. Okay, then who created me? Is there a creator? And that's your spiritual journey. I believe you go on to find God. Then second, you find your identity. Right. So you might skip the whole God thing, look for your identity, go back to God. So that's why I'm saying it's not linear, basically, right? But then the third is loving others. My fourth star is leaving a legacy, right? So if I could close, and you guys remember anything I say, if we give a shit of anything I said, leaving a legacy, for me, it's probably the most scariest game I'm stepping out to play. At the same time, the most satisfying. Okay. Scariest because this is the last thing people know you for. Think about that.
It's a lot of weight.
I've done a lot of shit. Most people don't know. And the world thought it was supposed to be good. I have an MBA. Nobody knows. Nobody gives a shit. They care more about being present with them, listening to them, hearing them, actually hearing what they say. That's a big, that is a very hard to find commodity in this world. People don't hear each other at all. That's why those marriages I was talking about earlier is just blowing up because they're learning how to hear each other, right? Scary because this is the last thing I'm declaring I want the world to know me for. My sons to tell their friends, their wife, their kids, everybody for, right? This is my legacy. At the same time, it's double side of the coin. One side's nervous as shit, scared. The other side is most rewarding. Because this is accumulation of all the scars I've carried over the years that I get to give away so you don't have a scar. Isn't that powerful? To me, that was so powerful when I was thinking about that I don't have to be scared. I get to share my fuck ups. So you don't have to. But guess what? At the same time, who gets the credit? He does.
Right.
Because you're like, how did you even get here to all those mistakes in your life? A miracle. You almost died last week on my motorcycle. Had a motorcycle crash. I still went to
you got fortitude. You still came back. You got your truck, and you.
Well, because my vision My vision was bigger than my circumstance. My vision to make disciples, to make mentors, to learn this YouTube platform, to help, to be a beacon of light, like you said, for men, was bigger than the motorcycle crash and me crapping in my pants.
Yeah.
No, all you do is clean your pants, get in the truck, and you go.
Yeah.
So the vision has to be bigger in your circumstance for you to leave a legacy behind.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're a busy dude. You got a lot going on, ceiling fans and stuff.
Yep. Installing ceiling fans.
But yeah, as always, forge on and stand strong.
If you guys stayed this long, I am impressed. I would want to know who watched this far. Do you give them a gift? Do you contact them?
If you have watched this video all the way through, I want you to comment down below hat, and I will follow up with you. I will get your address and I will send you a free Fortitude hat.
That's great. I'll match that. I don't know how many you're going to give away.
Yeah.
I have Be the Man hat, Live, Lead, and Love from our last conference. I'll put in if there's 10 people left. Okay. I'd be impressed. I want to see this.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.